Membrane Transport by Diego Rodriguez, Alexander Scapa, and Nicolas Camacho.
Membrane transport is used to gather resources for the cell and release the waste made from it. The two types of membrane transport are active transport and passive transport. Active transport is the less common type of membrane transport. In active transport, materials need to move against the concentration gradient, from low to high. The reason it is active is because it requires energy to move against the concentration gradient. For example, ATP. Three main types of active transport are the sodium-potassium pump, exocytosis, and endocytosis. We'll show you two types of active transport in the future, exocytosis and endocytosis. Passive transport is the most common type of transport because it does not require energy. It does not require energy because it goes with the concentration gradient from high to low. It goes with the flow basically. There are four types of passive transport. They are simple diffusion, facilitated diffusion, filtration, and osmosis. We'll be talking more about simple and facilitated diffusion next.
Types of passive transport. There are four types of passive transport. What makes it passive is that it does not need any energy to be powered by means of ATP. This is done through a concentration gradient that goes from an area of high concentration to an area of low concentration. Diffusion. Diffusion is the process of molecules moving from an area of high concentration to an area of low concentration. This movement goes through a concentration gradient. There are two types of diffusion that are simple diffusion and facilitated diffusion. This process is used a lot in cells for the absorption of nutrients. Diffusion is part of passive transport, which means it does not need any energy for the process to occur. Facilitated diffusion. Facilitated diffusion uses proteins in which helps large molecules that are too large or polar to pass through. These proteins, however, do not need ATP to be used. They can be thought of as tunnels. These tunnels are called channel proteins. Types of active transport. There are three main types of active transport. We are going to show you an example of two of them, endocytosis and exocytosis.
Endocytosis is the process of taking liquids or fairly large molecules and engulfing them in the membrane. During endocytosis, the cell membrane makes a pocket around the substance. One type of endocytosis is called phagocytosis. Exocytosis is the opposite of endocytosis. It is the release of substances out of a cell by the fusion of a vesicle with the membrane. During this process, a vesicle forms around materials to be sent out of a cell. The vesicle moves towards the cell surface where it then fuses with the membrane and releases all of its contents. Exocytosis is always happening in your body.
Thanks for watching.